guys, it's Mandy V here today. So this video is sponsored by Native Deodorants. They are paraben free, aluminum free, and cruelty free, which is a huge thing for me, you guys, making sure that the products that you use are animal cruelty free. That's a big thing. So this is what it looks like, the box. When I open it up, the first thing that you see is a note that says, take care of your body, it's the only place you have to live. And I love that. And inside are the deodorants. We've got this package. So we have all the different types of scents here. So I have 4 favorites: the lavender rose, cranberry plum, coconut and vanilla, and the peppermint and sugarcane one. And the other ones that they have are, they have an unscented one, and they have fire and lemon. And they are all so good, but those are my favorite ones. And I love the packaging they come in, and the big thing for me, guys, is that it's animal cruelty free. If you guys go online and order some of this Native products, you can use my coupon code. It's Mandy10. Mandy with 2 I's. I'll put it down in the description below, and you get 10% off if you guys go online and order using my promo code Mandy10, okay? Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about something that you all have really requested for a very long time, since the beginning actually, about my spirit visitation dreams that I have. As a backstory, there is a lot of psychic and medium gifts that run on my dad's side of the family with my grandmother and my grandmother's mother, who I never met. My great-grandmother, she used to read tea leaves, people's tea leaves, and she was able to tell the future. And she was a very religious woman, as are my entire dad's side of the family are very religious. I mean, we all go to church and we all have a lot of faith in our lives, day-to-day lives, and faith is actually a very important thing to me. She used to read people's tea leaves, and she was able to tell the future. One day she predicted somebody's death, and it came true, and she got really scared, so she stopped reading people's tea leaves altogether, and she never looked back. She also lived in a haunted house, and she saw spirits, and she was also visited at night in her bed, and a spirit would, she'd feel like a really bad hard pressure on her chest, like she couldn't breathe, someone was pushing down on her, and it was a very negative presence. And my grandmother and my father grew up in that house, and my grandmother said that she was visited. You guys know from my sleep paralysis video, go and check that one out. I'll leave it in the description below. My grandmother was visited by a man every single night, and it was very scary for her. And she also has the gift of seeing the future as well. She has these dreams. She dreams about things that are going to happen, or she dreams about a person that she hasn't seen in a long time, and like the next day something crazy will happen that had to do with her dream or the person that she saw in her dream. And my dad doesn't really tap into his gifts, but he does tend to see the future in some aspects, or like he's able to see certain things about certain people and predict things, but he doesn't really, like, he just thinks that it's like a fluke, like he doesn't really read into it too much. That's the backstory of my family. These gifts do run in my family, and that's just the way it is, and I think that's a good explanation as to why I'm dealing with it today. When I was a kid, I always saw dark shadows, shadow people everywhere. I always kept it to myself, never told anyone. And I always thought that I was crazy, or I was bad, or I was evil, or I was, you know, like something was possessing me in some way, or I don't know what it was, but I thought there was something very, very wrong with me. And I didn't want to tell anybody because I didn't want anybody to be scared of me, and I also didn't want to be made fun of because I didn't want people thinking that I was crazy. It was very hard for me growing up because this would happen almost every day. And it still kind of happens to this day. Like when I'm driving, I'll see people. When I'm walking in my neighborhood, I'll see people, like shadow people, shadows that resemble a body figure, like a person, all over the house, all over the streets, when I'm driving, when I'm walking around, in the salon, like everywhere. I was never in fear of my life, ever. I never thought that I was in danger. If ever I was afraid, I would just pray and I would immediately feel better. Like I would immediately feel okay. I never actually saw a straight up ghost, or I never heard anyone speaking to me. I never had any one-on-one experiences like that. Just like shadow figures here and there. Recently, within the last 2 years, I have been having very strange dreams. I know, it's not like I think, I know that I'm being visited by spirits. Like, point blank, I know that's what it is, and it's not even a question. I've always known that that's what it was. And the first dream I had was of this man, and I can picture him in my mind perfectly. Actually, every single spirit in these dreams, that I can picture them vividly to a T. If I could draw, I would draw them for you guys. But this man, he looked kind of sickly, very skinny, bags under his eyes. He looked like a homeless person, and even somebody who had been doing a lot of drugs, like a junkie. I don't want to offend anybody, but I'm just trying to let you know like what he looked like. Yeah, it definitely looked like he fell into hard times. I was in this mall, and it was a very specific mall, kind of in a sketchy area by where I live, and I never go to that mall, but I was walking in this mall and this man was following me, and I could see that he was following me, and he had this look on his face of like desperation, and that he like needed me, or he like really wanted me, and I didn't understand why. So I started running, and when I started running, he started running after me, and there was people all over this mall and nobody was doing anything, and I was like trying to get people to help me, and I'm like, oh my god, like somebody help me, this man is coming for me, like somebody do something. And like nobody could see him but me. Like he was invisible to everybody else except for me. He needed to be close to me. He needed to be right next to me, and it was very, very scary. Eventually I woke up. So the second time I was in a house, and it was a really sketchy, hoarder, dirty, small house that I was in, and it looked really, really old and kind of falling apart. And there was this girl. She looked like she was in her teen years, and she was kind of tall, skinny, had really, really short hair. She was beautiful. And she was kind of like dressed like a guy. She was a little bit more scary to me because she was a little bit more desperate, like really desperate to like grab me and like get me and be close to me. Like she had to be near me. And I know this doesn't sound bad when I say it, because it's like, oh Mandy, like why don't you just like help them? When you're in this situation, it's just very, very scary. I wish that I could be calm and help them, but in this situation I am always freaking out. I'm always like, what the hell? So I started running, and I ran up the stairs, and she was different than the guy because she was grabbing my arms and like running after me and like trying to grab me, and it was scary, and she looked really frustrated and almost angry. And I went into this room, and it was kind of dark, and there were like bed sheets and comforters all over the floor. And I was in the center of the room, and she all of a sudden went underneath the covers and like under the comforters and everything. I had no idea where she was at this point, and I'm just like kind of like looking around, like trying to see where she was. And then finally She came out of nowhere under the bed sheets and grabbed my legs and pulled me down. And as she was doing this, I was screaming, I was swearing, I was telling her to go away, to leave me alone. And then I woke up. And every single time I wake up from these dreams, you guys, I wake up like, and I look around the room and it's dark, and it's always the middle of the night, like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., like my heart's racing, I'm sweating, I'm scared, I'm on the verge of tears, and I feel like I haven't escaped. Whenever I wake up, I feel like they're still coming after me and like I haven't escaped them yet. I never wake up thinking, oh, it was just a dream. I still feel attached. I still feel like something's coming. I still feel that weight, that heaviness. So the next dream I had was, and it's funny, every dream gets scarier and scarier. So the next dream that I had was of this girl, and she looked crazy. She looked like she was out of her mind. She had a knife. She looked like a killer. Like, I don't know, she looked like a serial killer. Like, she was scary. I was in this big, I don't know if it was a building or a house, but it was very big, and there were lots of floors to it. And we were on the top floor, and there was a railing. And I'm running from this girl, and she's like laughing and going crazy and like trying to capture me, and I thought that she was gonna kill me. I was running away from her, and all I could think of was like the fact that I knew that I was dreaming, because I went lucid at this point. I knew that I was dreaming, but I couldn't escape the situation, and all I could think of was like, how am I gonna get out of this? And in my dreams, when I go lucid and I'm having a nightmare and I can't change the dream, or I can't escape, the only way to wake myself up is to kill myself in the dream. As morbid as that sounds. So I saw the railing, I ran, and I jumped over the railing, and as I'm falling to my death, she jumps off the railing too, and we're falling together at this point. And I remember looking into her eyes and her looking into my eyes, and she goes, "See you in 30 seconds. And then we fall, fall, fall. In 30 seconds, splash, I wake up from my bed, and all I can think is, 30 seconds. She's coming for me right now. When I'm in my bed, I'm literally like, she's coming. It's been 30 seconds. She'll see me in 30 seconds. And I'm looking around my room waiting for this girl to come. And I remember I called my mom, and I felt like such a baby, but like I was certain something was gonna happen, and I knew that she was gonna come unless I like got somebody else in the room with me and calm me down, whatever. So I called my mom. Next dream I had, I was at an airport, I think, an airport or a hotel, I don't really remember, but there were lots of people. There was this old lady, and I remember her because she had these really long nails, and she was very confused, still like desperate for me, but very, very, very confused. And she kept saying this name. I don't remember what the name was. Let's say Sarah. And she kept coming after me, and she kept saying, "Where's Sarah? Isn't she supposed to be with you? Like, she's supposed to be here with you. Where is she?" I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Please get away from me. Because I always feel, whenever these people come, I always feel so heavy, and like such a weight is on me, and there's just so much pressure and so much fear. And it's almost like I take on their emotions, and it's a lot for me to handle it. And I get mad and I get frustrated right away, and it's so not like me to get that way in the waking life. And in my dreams, when these spirits come to me, I am so not open to it. I'm so like, get away from me type thing. I don't know why I'm like that. I wish I wasn't like that, and I think I need to work on that, because as soon as it happens, I get scared, and I don't know why that happens. I went about my dream. I'm walking around this airport or this hotel, whatever it was, and she keeps finding me, and she keeps like, I remember feeling her nails on my arms when she was grabbing my arms and being like, "Where's Sarah? Where is she?" And like, I'm like, I don't know, please leave me alone. And I woke up, same time, same night, like same time of night, still scared, heart racing, and all I could feel even now is her nails on my arms. Like, I could still feel them. My most recent dream was this little boy, And it was actually in this house. I had this dream. This dream took place in this house. As always, nobody else could see him but me. As the rest of my dreams, nobody can see these things except for me. I had like some people in my house and they couldn't see this little boy, and he would only be in like dark parts of the house. Like I could see him in the dark parts of the house, and he was the scariest out of all of them because he seemed really mischievous. And he always had this smile on his face, and he was very like playful and mischievous and like a bad kid. Like he seemed like a naughty boy, you know, like he wasn't a good boy. He kept like kind of jumping out at me like in dark spots of the house. Like I didn't want to show him any fear, and he kept like running around the house, and I kept seeing him in the dark spots of the house, and I was very scared, but I didn't want him to know that. And finally, he was at the top of the stairs with me. I stood my ground and I said, "Look, I am not scared of you. Please leave this house. Please leave me alone. I don't want to see you. I don't want to hear you. I'm not afraid of you. Please leave me alone." His face started changing and his eyes went yellow, and he had a really big smile on his face, and it was very scary, but I didn't want him to know. And I pushed him down the stairs. And that's so out of character for me. I would never physically hurt or harm anything or anyone. But something in my body I pushed him down the stairs because I was so angry and I was so like scared. And I just wanted him to know that I was in charge and I was the one in power here. And I kept saying, "I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of you. Leave me alone." And when he got to the bottom of the stairs, he said, "Oh, you're not scared? We'll see about that." And then he walked down the hallway and downstairs into my basement. I woke up right after that. It was the middle of the night again, and I had just dreamt about the house, this house. This is my house where I was just having that dream about that little boy. He just went into the basement and he said, "We'll see about that." And as soon as he said that, I woke up. And the same feeling came over me of he's coming. He's coming for me right now. And this fear just takes over me. And I'm like, I haven't escaped yet. Like, it's so scary. The next day after that dream happened, there was this psychic lady that came to my salon, and I did her hair. And I didn't know she was psychic. I was doing her hair and she goes, "Have you been interpreting your dreams?" And that was the night after that one dream happened. And I was so tired because I hadn't gone back to sleep. And all I could think about all day was that. And she's like, "Have you been interpreting your dreams?" And I'm like, honestly, it's funny that you say that because I've been having really bad dreams lately. And without going into depth or detail, she says, "Well, you have a gift. You're a medium." And I was like, whoa, like my mind was like blown. And then I ended up sitting and talking to this lady, and she told me a lot of things that there's no way she could have known about, and she kind of like helped me, and it was almost like a therapy session for me because I have been suffering so many nights with these horrible dreams. That happened a few months ago, and I haven't had a scary dream since about any spirits. I've been saging my room. I've been getting a lot of crystals and stones and putting them right beside my bed. In the next few videos I'm gonna do my rock and crystal collection and what they are and what they can do. If I have another dream, I can just tell you guys, and you guys already know the backstory of it. Another thing I wanted to say is I'm very intuitive. I'm a very empathetic person, but I also pick up on vibes. So I can walk into a person's house, and if there's a negative energy or if there's bad vibes, it's like hitting a wall. I will literally throw up if the vibes are off in a house or in a family, and it goes the other way as well. I can walk into a house and feel so good because the vibes and the energy are so positive and are so good and healthy. And like I pick up on these things. And also I'm a very emotional person because any person that I meet, whatever energy that they are bringing, I take on. And I hate that I'm like this, I really do, because I'm always crying and I'm always exhausted. It's because I pick up other people's emotions and energies, And I wish I wasn't like this because it really is exhausting. It is. But I do, and that's just the way I am. And that's why I can get very easily stressed and emotional and frustrated because I take on these things. So when a family is having problems, I pick up on every single person's energy in the room. And if it's a negative energy, I'm done for. I'm bawling my eyes out, I'm whatever. And it has nothing to do with my own emotions. It's everything else, if that makes sense. I hope that what I say to you guys makes sense, because I'm just trying to let you guys know where I am in my life right now and who I am, and explain to you guys why I am the way I am. I hope that it's coming out correctly and I'm saying the right words, and I hope I don't offend anybody either. But if you guys have any knowledge on the dreams that I've been having, or ways to help, then please let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the thumbs up button, and if you like me and my channel, please hit the subscribe button and click that notification bell because I make new videos every week. Don't forget, Younow, Mondays with Mandi, 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I also go live throughout the week whenever I have time, so hop onto my socials, check them out because I post all the time on what videos I'm doing and also when I'm going to be going live. So follow me on all of those things. The song of the day today is Something by the Beatles. Peace and love.